entrepreneurs are generally comfortable with taking risk. What do you think you would do differently?
I think so many founders are so focused on grow, grow, grow. I think plugging ourselves into mastermind communities is important.
Welcome to Money Mavericks, the podcast where we explore the dynamic world of finance, investment, and entrepreneurship.
I'm Kirk Drake.
And I'm Daryl Hicks. Together, we're here to bring you the latest insights, expert opinions from the trailblazers who are redefining success in the financial world. For people that are thinking about starting a business, it's like sometimes you start off in a career that's going off in a very different direction, but it's like you can turn the steering wheel on a car all you want. If it's not moving, turning that wheel is not going to do anything. So just you're out there, you started, you're in a field that you're passionate about, you've got some skills around, and then you see the problem. So just something I see really, really often. A couple things that I wanted to pull out though. It seems that entrepreneurs are generally comfortable with taking risk. It's a spectrum, some more than others, and it's always calculated risk. If you were starting over today, if you got to go in a, time travel was a real thing and you could go back and talk with yourself when you were just starting your journey, knowing everything that you know now, what do you think you would do differently?
There's three really strong lessons. Like the first one is just relax. It's going to work out. Like you're a problem solver. You're going to have problems, and somewhere or another, things tend to work out. You'll find a way through. Just keep your eyes open, keep your ears open, listen for the things that other people don't hear, and the opportunities are just all around you. When I do it now and go through challenges now, I don't feel the same stress and pressures I did before. Number two, like you don't have to make all the mistakes yourself, right? You can hire people who have done this before. A good executive team they're incredible. They're good ones. They just take so much work off of you, and they're so much better at it. If you are, I'm going to say, like, as a good CEO, you're not good at anything. Every job that you're doing, there's somebody that does that job, and they do it way better than you. And the sooner you can get them in, the better your life is going to be. And then the last one is like the money doesn't actually matter that much, right, Daryl? Like it's not about the money. And the money's nice. Money creates, freedom and opportunity and lets you do some things and help people and what have you. But my goodness, like not a lot of people get to do what we do. Like find a way, and I'm still learning this one, find a way to like enjoy that ride. Because someday that ride's going to be over. And this is what we do. It's going to be a very different life when that is over. The truth is, entrepreneurship is like, it's tough, man. It is a beast, and it is a constant just pit in your stomach that you just have to find a way to be able to work with. And, I read Sastre a lot and talked about the stress that entrepreneurs go through. You can't bring all that home. Like, you can bring some of it home, but if you're bringing all that home to your family, good luck. It's your burden to bear. You got to find a way to make it through. But that said, if you're successful, if you get there, the payoff's pretty nice.
Where do you think that risk tolerance came from, and what was your why that was pushing you through that risk?
Yeah, I definitely sort of joke about my son. He noticed it very early on, like his brain doesn't seem to produce adrenaline like everybody else's. And, I'm just like, cost benefit analysis. Okay. Yes, you probably can make that jump, but what if you don't? So I do think there is a little bit just sort of born with it kind of risk tolerance to some degree. But to the point you made earlier about being in industry, I have a lot of people ask me, I want to start a business. How should I go about it? I'm like, you should go work in an industry for 10 years and go become like a real expert. And then the problems will become very obvious, right? And you will know where you can solve something. And so when I think about the job, it didn't feel risky at the time. Now, when I look back at it, in hindsight, I'm like, why on earth did I do that? Like, it's crazy to think that we would start a business like that. I mean, we had enough money this was like September. I think we had enough cash to get to December. And after that, we just got to, eat what we killed. And so It was just insane that we made it through. But at the time, it's like this was a real problem that a lot of people had, and it made a real difference in people's lives. It wasn't about building a business to sell. I wasn't even thinking about trying like what would happen what if we were successful, we were successful. It's like, well, let's go solve a problem, a real problem that makes a real difference in people's lives. And then just things tend to work out when you're able to do that.
So when I have moments of doubt and I'm up against risk, I would think back to like, does the market need this solution? And I think when you've got that experience or when you've felt that pain yourself, the pain that you're solving with your product, with your solution, with your service, it's one of the big contributing factors that helps you to push through and say, no, 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 I'm on to something real here. I know that this solves a real problem. I know there's going to be a market here. I know people are going to be willing to pay something for this solution because it's the problem or the pain is so big, right? And it's that old analogy. We want to make more money, go solve bigger problems, and solve the problems at scale.
On Money Mavericks, we don't just talk about making money. We explore the innovative strategies and bold decisions that drive real change. Whether you're an experienced investor, a budding entrepreneur, or just someone looking to make smarter financial choices, we've got something for you.
Every week, we're going to sit down with industry leaders, visionaries, and mavericks who share their journeys, challenges, and breakthroughs, from contrarian views on market trends to the secrets behind building a successful startup. You get an inside look at what it takes to thrive in today's economy.
And we promise to keep it real, engaging, and most importantly, actionable. No jargon, no fluff. Just straightforward conversations that you can apply to your own financial journey.
So get ready to challenge your thinking, expand your knowledge, and take control of your financial future. This is Money Mavericks,
where we turn financial dreams into realities and mavericks into legends.
I wanted to ask you, have you ever seen a time where a vivid vision failed? And, what were maybe early warning signals that told you needed a rewrite, or like, how did you salvage team morale? Do you have any examples of that?
It's often not the vivid vision that fails, it's the execution on the vivid vision that fails, right? The vision to go somewhere is usually pretty clear. It's the ability to align people and to inspire people and to attract the right people and to have to then go out and put the puzzle pieces in place. But the act of having a vision usually doesn't fail at all. Where people can kind of take the vivid vision concept off track. First off, let's explain to everybody, a vivid vision is a 4 or 5 page description of what your company looks like, acts like, and feels like 3 years in the future. Mm-hmm. Where entrepreneurs often take it off course is they turn it into the plan. Now, if I'm an entrepreneur and I want to build my dream home, I can have a vision for what my home looks like. But if the homeowner starts creating the blueprints to build the home, it's going to fail, right? If the homeowner designs the blueprints for a dream home that is 50,000 square feet and is going to cost $20 million to build and they have a budget for $1 million, it's going to fail, right? If the homeowner has a vision for this beautiful dream home that's maybe only 5,000 square feet and it's only going to cost $1 million, but they try to build it themselves, it's going to fail. So it's not the vision that fails, it's often the execution or that they turn it into something that it's not meant to be. I saw one company they called it their vivid vision, and it was a 10-year vision for the company. Well, that's not what a vivid vision is. So they're putting a brand on something else and then saying that might be failing. So that would be my starting point. Now, if you craft a good 4 or 5 page description and it doesn't have the plan of how you're going to make it come true, and you merely roll it out to your team and then keep your fingers crossed and hope that it happens, it's going to fail, right? In the book, Vivid Vision, I also talk about it in my book, The Miracle Morning for Entrepreneurs, and also in the book, Double Double, that you need to keep revisiting and rereading that vivid vision. You need to reread it every quarter. You need to have your customers read it. You need to have your suppliers read it. You need to have your business partners read it. You need to have employees reread it. You need to talk about it at meetings. It needs to be looked at constantly so that you can keep figuring out how to make certain sentences of it come true.
I love this vivid vision concept, and I love where it's taking you on your journey. I would do much more of like the the project manager approach to building business, which is what's my goal, work backwards, and then whip everybody into submission to get to achieve said goal.
Yeah.
And I found that the vivid vision was this alternative universe where you kind of put the picture out there and then somehow the pieces self-assemble to accomplish a gigantic portion of it. And I always struggle with, how do you reconcile those two worlds? And because you can be very effective in the taskmaster piece for a period of time, you can't sustain it over time, I find.
I don't think you have to massively change, because I think what's beautiful about your model of reverse engineering, I actually thought at one point that I'd coined that term and then realized it's been used forever. But when you plan your work and work your plan, right? When you have a plan, you reverse engineer that. All it is now is giving people the inspiration of the vivid vision, and then you're working that backwards, and then they're excited about the task that they're working on. So the example I always give is the three guys sitting in Barcelona, Spain. They're sitting out in the dirt and they're making bricks. And they asked the first guy, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm making bricks." And the manager's making sure that he's making bricks as fast as possible. And they say to the second guy, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm building a wall, and I'm making the bricks to build the wall." And the manager's making sure that he's building the bricks as fast as possible. And then they go to the third guy and he said, "What are you doing?" He said, "We're building a cathedral to worship God. It's going to be called the Sagrada Familia. It's going to become one of the most famous cathedrals in the world. And I get to build the bricks to build the left wall of the cathedral." And the manager is still making sure that he's building bricks, but he's at least inspired. So all you're talking about is reverse engineering and project managing people, but they're inspired and they're excited and they see the point. They understand how the work that they're doing is making something, even if it's making one sentence come true. That inspiration and that it helps people understand. It also helps the leader to be able to say no, or not now. Right? I'm saying no to this because it's not aligned with the vivid vision. I still like you. I respect you. I'm glad you gave me the idea, but it's no, because it's not driving us towards where we're going. It's not part of the plan to make that vivid vision come true. Or it's a not now, because we're going to do it next year because we're still working on these foundational things. I think plugging ourselves into mastermind communities is important, is we surround ourselves with these other entrepreneurs that are doing it in a different way or in a better way. I think it's invaluable for entrepreneurs and for their teams to be plugged into these different mastermind communities, right? To grow their confidence, their skills, and their connections.
If you could embed one habit in every founder tomorrow that you think would double their odds of hitting their 3-year vision, what would that one habit be?
Saying thank you to their team, praising their team, showing gratitude to their team, caring about their employees. I think so many founders are so focused on grow, 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 fix this, do this, add more. And we forget that we should be saying thank you twice as often as the projects we push out. We should be praising people twice as often as criticizing for the stuff that's broken. It doesn't say that we can't keep growing, but we have to look in that rearview mirror and be grateful for all those things that they've been doing and we've been going. And I don't see founders spending anywhere near enough time saying thank you to all the people that are grunting it out on a daily, hourly, weekly basis. It's really easy to say thank you. It's really easy to say great job. We just don't put it into our calendar. It's very easy to say great job. It's very easy to say well done living that core value, but we don't put a system in place for it. So we get distracted by the stuff that is our natural innate ability, which is spotting the things that are going wrong. And we feel like there's all this stuff to do, but we don't stop and go, fucking good job, man.
Thanks for tuning into this episode of Money Mavericks. We hope you found it insightful and inspiring.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a review on your favorite podcast platform. And be sure to share this episode with someone who needs to hear it.
Stay connected with us on social media and visit our website for exclusive resources, episode transcripts, and more.
Until next time, keep pushing the boundaries, making smart moves, and turning your financial dreams into realities.
You've been listening to Money Mavericks, where Mavericks become legends.